Peace and Black Power, family. It's the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong Consciousness. I am live in Charleston, South Carolina. It is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong Consciousness. I am live in Charleston, South Carolina. The tree that I'm standing in front of, brothers and sisters, the tree that I'm standing in front of is the hanging tree. This is where they used to hang our enslaved African ancestors, right here in Charleston, South Carolina. It is also believed that this is where they hung one of the greatest African revolutionaries in American history. The late, great General Denmark Vesey was allegedly hanged here. Denmark Vesey planned for July 14th, 1822, the most revolutionary African slave insurrection of all time. On July 14th, 1822, the prophet Denmark Vesey planned one of the largest enslaved African revolt right here in Charleston, South Carolina. Denmark Vesey was born in St. Thomas. He was purchased by a European by the name of Vesey. He spent years in Saint-Domingue, which became Haiti, before the Haitian Revolution, which began on August the 21st, 1791. He was later on returned to his master because it was alleged that he had epilepsy, but he was a very brilliant young man, a very intelligent young man. Denmark Vesey spoke 3 languages, so Captain Vesey used young Denmark Vesey to be his assistant on his ships, and so he ended up coming to America. He was brought here to Charleston. He purchased his freedom from a lottery that he won, which I believe was November the 9th of, I forget the year that he won the lottery, but on November the 9th of a particular year, early 1800s, late 1700s, Denmark Vesey won the lottery for $1,500, brothers and sisters. $1,500, which you know was a lot of money back then, and he used that to purchase his freedom. And Denmark Vesey wanted to purchase the freedom of his wife and children. Denmark Vesey wanted to use that money to purchase the freedom of his wife and children, but the wives and children's slave master would not let Denmark Vesey purchase his wife's freedom. And many believe that that's part of the reason that Denmark Vesey decided to organize the largest enslaved African revolt in North American history. It would have included, according to some accounts, 9,000 Africans was going to rise up on July 14th, 1822. I said 9,000 Africans was going to rise up on July the 14th of 1822, but Denmark Vesey, just like P.O.P.A 22 years before him, was snitched out by coons. Denmark Vesey, just like P.O.P.A 22 years before him, was snitched out by some coons, brothers and sisters, and as a result of that, he ended up being hanged on July the 2nd of 1822, and many people believe he was hung right here at this tree. This was the hanging tree where so many hundreds and thousands, possibly tens of thousands of Africans was hung right here in Charleston, South Carolina, brothers and sisters. So I came to pay respect to our African ancestors here in Charleston. From what I understand, this is not the original tree. The original tree has fallen down, but this tree was replanted in place of the original tree. So I send shout out to Denmark Vesey. I ask for the power and strength and guidance of Denmark Vesey, who was a free black man, a carpenter, a skilled black man, a financially comfortable black man who gave his life for the liberation of his enslaved African brothers and sisters. He was one of the founders of the African Church of Charleston, the AME Church of Charleston, one of them here, the one that devil Dylan Roof walked into in June of 2015 and murdered 9 Africans, including 6 black women. So brothers and sisters, I come to pay homage to the soldiers of the Massachusetts 54th Colored Regiment who stormed Fort Wagner on July the 14th of 1863, right outside Beaufort. I call on Queen Mother Harriet Tubman, who did work during the Civil War down here in Beaufort. I call on the Africans who participated in the Stono Rebellion of South Carolina. I send shout out to the Oyotunji African Village in South Carolina. I send a blessing out to all the revolutionary ancestors and enslaved African revolt leaders in Charleston, South Carolina. And last but not least, all of our African ancestors who was brought to the port of Charleston, considered by many to be the largest import destination for enslaved Africans, Charleston, South Carolina. So many millions, brothers and sisters, so many tens of millions of our ancestors came through Charleston, South Carolina. So I want to send homage to them. Most of us have roots in Charleston, South Carolina. I know some of you not from America, not from Africa, but I happen to be from Africa. I know some of you think that you should deny your African heritage so you can identify with your oppressor. Not me. I'm an African and I'm proud to be one, brothers and sisters. So I just wanted to come here to honor our ancestors. Honor Denmark Vesey. Honor Gullah Jack and all those who stood firm with Denmark Vesey. Honor the 35 who was executed. Honor the brothers and sisters of the Massachusetts 54th Colored Regiment. And of course, Martin Delaney, the grandfather of Pan-Africanism. One of his sons was in the 54th Colored Regiment. Two of my cousins, the sons of Frederick Douglass, both Henry Douglass and Charles Douglass, were in the Massachusetts 54th Colored Regiment, brothers and sisters. So this is the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I'm heading to Goose Creek, Diamond Cuts Barber Lounge. Come through. Dr. Umar meet and greet. My first visit since the summer of 2015 when I participated in the protest march of the Church of Charleston, where our 9 ancestors, now ancestors, were murdered, and we marched against that. And I spoke 2 days before that. So this is my first time back in 6 years. Come on out, Goose Creek, Diamond Cuts Barber Lounge. I will be there all day today, from 2 o'clock until 8 o'clock. Come and get the most important book for black parents, Black Parent Advocate, The Art of War, for dealing with America's public and charter schools. If you have questions for Dr. Umar, come to the Diamond Cuts Barbers Lounge in Goose Creek. You got questions and inquiries and compliments and criticisms. You got questions about your children. Bring the psychological evaluation. Bring the IEP. Come and tell me how you feel about me. If you need to get a haircut, the brothers at the Diamond Cuts Barber Lounge in Goose Creek will be waiting for you to come and get your haircut. I'm on my way right now. Let's get it done. Black Charleston, the Prince of Pan-Africanism, is back. Peace and black power.